No, obviously, we're real appreciative of the opportunity to get out here with one of the all-time winningest college basketball programs. I mean, that's a tremendous thing for our program, our community. We worked real hard to put, give ourselves a reputation of, being a worthwhile schedule for this early in the season. Just really thankful for Chris and
Take questions.
Hey, Coach Alesi, hey, good to see you again. Tell me what it meant to you to go up against Chris Mullin. I'm sure that this probably came to your mind as soon as he got the job, but and how far back he goes, I'm sure you probably remember him. I guess when you were very young. Right?
Sure, Chris and I have known him my whole life. My dad was coaching him before I was, even on the earth, and I understand that that's part of the story here, and it is certainly part of it. And we talked with, Coach Lavin about scheduling this game. It just so happened, it came to fruition when Chris was the coach. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice side story, and I really think the story though is about the opportunity provided to our kids and what it means for our program. But hopefully we just gave them some sort of a test early in the season to kind of see where they were at. But for us it was good. I'm not real worried about, I told our guys throughout the game it wasn't about the score. I really wasn't looking at the scoreboard much, just kind of how we were playing. But it was a good experience, and obviously to do it with Chris and see Coach Carnesecca, I got to see him before the game. It was kind of how I started as a player and a coach, so it was kind of a neat thing.
And Coach, I thought Chima really he wanted to put on. He was very amped up, at least from where I was sitting. And he has a lot on his shoulders this season, so I think he tried to put on a show tonight. How about Chima tonight?
Yeah, he did. Chima's capable of playing a lot better, and he knows that. He's in a different position this year. He's in much more of a leadership role. He's an upperclassman. I'm not worried about Chima. I'm not looking at tonight as an indicator of what Chima will do this season. He just got to let the game come to him a little bit. I mean, we had 7 or 8 guys that took the floor tonight. This was their first college game ever. 2 more was the first, transfers, first time in our program, first time we're playing together. So, I mean, we're playing 10 out of our 15 guys on the roster. This is their first time stepping on the floor as a Baruch Bearcat. So we knew this was a possibility, kind of getting run out of the gym a little bit. I was happy with the way we competed early, but Chima will be tremendous. I'm not worried about him at all.
Well, Chris made mention of the fact that you guys are probably a week or 2 behind them as far as practice time and preparation and things like that. And you guys, at your level, have conference championship and tournament aspirations. How does a game like this help you guys get ready? And also specifically, how do the local kids, Dorian and Bryler, who played in the Catholic League, how do they approach a game like this?
Yeah, we definitely do. I think what this game does for us is it gives us an experience that nobody else on our schedule is going to have, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's good to test kids early because you kind of see what they're made out of. We'll go through the rest of the season, and we'll reference this throughout the season. Nothing's going to be as difficult as it was for us tonight. We'll be able to move the ball easier. We'll be able to, create some shots for ourselves. Playing a motivated St. John's team. I know they weren't, based off of last year's exhibition, they weren't going to come in here and be casual about tonight's game. And I don't think you can put a lot into exhibition games as far as, what each team is. For us, I'm certainly, I'm not concerned with the outcome of the game. I'm sure Chris isn't concerned about the outcome of the game. It's really all about getting better. As far as Bryler and Doyen, and really a lot of the guys on our team, this is nothing new for them. We've had these experiences the past couple of years, having been able to do this with Rutgers and Seton Hall, but these guys have played in big games their whole lives. These guys have played on this court before. The difference is they were 3rd, 4th, 5th options on their high school teams, and they're primary guys for us. So I mean, kids like Doyen and Bryler, and they've been going against Shamari and these kids for their whole lives. So it's not like a new thing for us. It's just they just have a lot more talent than we do, top to bottom, and they should.
What did you see from Shamari and Levette, obviously just from the other side, seeing guys in their first college games?
Talent, for sure. I mean, those guys are really good. Levette obviously makes a big difference for St. John's. I think, you know, having somebody that you can really put the ball in his hands and be comfortable with for 40 minutes makes a huge difference, makes everyone around them better. I mean, I just think, look at a kid like Mussini and the difference in his game this year, you know, having somebody take a little bit of that responsibility of handling the ball and allowing him to do what he really does well, which is shoot. You know, and having him more as a secondary ball handler is a really good thing. I think when you're able to play two guys that can handle the ball, make decisions, make shots, and make the guys around them better, I think that's when things get going. But yeah, I think those guys are going to be tremendous for him.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, John.
Thank you, guys.